So, how many Zoom meetings have you been to lately? I really didn't even know what Zoom was until early this year. Almost every meeting I go to, someone asks me, what's the housing market doing during the pandemic? Here's my response. Hi, welcome to our favorite YouTube channel. I'm Mike Lavoie. I am a realtor here in the Tampa Bay area with Dalton Wade Real Estate. My wife Paula and I love helping people with what is probably the largest transaction they'll ever make, buying or selling a home. You know, I don't go a day without someone asking me what the real estate market here in Tampa is doing, with the current situation of the pandemic. And for a while, my response was a little timid. The country was pretty much shut down. Real estate was labeled as an essential business. Not sure why, but even so, very few people wanted to risk their health to go out and look at a home. And those that did, well, you knew pretty much that they were darn serious about buying a home. However, looking at the last couple of months, sellers should be doing the happy dance. Buyers are back en masse. Now, a lot of that can be labeled as pent-up demand. Buyers have been sitting in their current homes or apartments waiting for the okay to go back outside. Foot traffic in most brokerage houses is up sharply, which means people are out looking at homes. Interest rates, they're below 3%, and that makes buying a great thing. So people are out buying just about every house they can find. One of those measurements are new pending sales, and that's new contracts that have been written that are waiting to close. It's about a 3-week to 6-week process. Those new pending sales for the month of June are up dramatically with 5,500 new contracts signed. That's almost 17% year over year. Like foot traffic that we talked about earlier, pending sales are a forward-looking indicator of coming up closed sales. Both give an indication that sales in September and October are going to be pretty much higher. At some point in time, sooner or later, new pendings will almost have to trail off. My reasoning is that while all these homes are out there being purchased, a much lower number of homes are being put on the market for sale. We have been short of inventory for a couple of years, running at about a 3-month supply of homes. What that means is if there are no new homes listed, in 3 months there will be no homes for sale at all. So a 6-month supply is considered a balanced market, meaning that it's neither a buyer or seller's market. Looking at some historical numbers, and we're only going to look at a few, active listings in June of last year totaled about 11,000 homes. In June of this year, there were only 6,600 or so available to sell. That's a decrease of 41% over last year. That is a huge number. Remember the 6-month inventory balanced market thing? Well, we currently have less than 2 months supply of homes. The actual number is really close to 1.5 months supply. The issue, as I see it, is twofold. Number one, fewer homes are being put on the market for sale. And number two, those pent-up home buyers are out there buying homes, about every home they can come across. So keep in mind that we are in the middle of a pandemic, unlike anything most of us can recall. Active sales last June totaled about 4,600 homes. Sales were trending down during the latter part of 2019 with a normal drop in December. The holidays normally slow down because everybody's decorating for the holidays. During the first couple of months of this year, sales started declining again. Again, that's not unusual. What is not normal is the drop in sales during the months of April and May. Thank you, COVID. The impressive part is a recovery in June. There were 4,850 or so homes sold in the month of June. That's an increase of 4.5% year over year, and we are in the middle of a pandemic. July's numbers have not yet been released, but the consensus is they're going to show similar results. So you have active listings falling off at record numbers. Active sales and new pending sales are both increasing. Back when I was a younger person in school, and yes, it was a while ago, I was taught the theory of supply and demand. Lower supply, higher demand meant rising prices. And that's where we are at the moment. The average price of a home sold in June of last year was just under $310,000. This year, the average price of a home sold is just over $332,000. That's an increase of almost 7.5% over last year, with 6 months of pandemic going on. Based on the last couple of charts, this trend should continue for quite some time. Okay, the final graph I want to show you is the percentage of sold price compared to list price. When a house is listed for sale, the realtor and the seller agree to a listing price. That's the initial price put onto the MLS and disseminated throughout the world. The sold price is the actual price someone is willing to pay for that home. The percentage difference between those 2 points is important for sellers and buyers alike. A high percentage indicates that the buyer has very little room for negotiation and the seller is getting pretty much what they asked for. Look at how consistent this graph is. It's almost flat. For the last 12 months, that percentage has been between 96 and where we are currently at 98%. It's a very tight market. This all goes back to the inventory issue. There are more buyers competing for a smaller number of homes. We have had sellers getting multiple offers 2 or 3 days into the process. That's great if you're planning to sell. You buyers have an issue. We're making offers on homes sight unseen, over list price, with very few contingencies just to get the deal. So what do? If you're on the fence about selling, just go ahead and do it. You are not going to get a better time than now. Interest rates are at record lows, allowing buyers more purchasing power. Prices are up for now, but at some point in time, buyers are going to stop shopping. Prices will flatten or come down slightly. However, your negotiating position will never be stronger than what it is now. Trying to pick the perfect time to sell is like trying to time the stock market. You're going to lose. If you're a buyer, you actually have choices. 1, wait and hope the prices come down. That may be soon, maybe later, nobody really knows. But what we do know is if prices come down, the economy has slowed. That normally means rates go up and purchasing power comes down. That makes getting into your dream home that much more difficult. Trying to time the purchase is like trying to catch a falling knife. It's going to hurt either way. Option number 2 is to purchase a home now. Mortgage rates are at historic lows. You can qualify for a larger mortgage with the same amount of income now. Yes, you'll be paying a little more for the home, but you're going to be in that home on average for 8 to 10 years. Depreciation alone should make up for any overpayment that you might have to make on the home. Buying is especially important if you are currently renting. We still have 900 people moving into the state every day. They will need someplace to live. As homes for sale become fewer, these potential buyers will end up renting. Landlords will begin to raise rent. It's that evil supply and demand thing again. A third option will be buying a home in a new subdivision. A new build has several advantages. The home is new. Appliances, flooring, walls, paint, HVAC, they're all new and they come with a warranty. New home builders normally offer preferred loans, cash towards closing costs, and allowances for upgrades. There are dozens of subdivisions going up all over the Tampa Bay area. We have a few of them on video. The link is up above. You will need representation, and we would be happy to work with you. I know, I went over a bunch of numbers. If you're not sleeping by now, you must have questions. Feel free to reach out to us at 813-575-2124 by voice or text. We would be happy to answer any of your questions. If you're considering buying or selling real estate in the Tampa Bay area, we would love to talk to you. For more information on buying or selling a home in the Tampa Bay area, watch this video. Thanks for watching. Go out and make it a great day.